Hello and welcome back to the channel. I've been taking a few diversions recently from the valve gear, and one thing I became interested in was non-directional beacons. They used to be used in the marine band, but they are used still in the aircraft band. All the marine bands ones have gone. So I picked up off eBay a few of these things. This is a Seafarer Seafix, and it has a basic tuning dial from 200 kHz up to 400 kHz, probably a little bit more with the dial. This is one of the most basic type things I've seen. It's probably one of the oldest as well. This runs off 6 AAA batteries, quite basic. It does work. It's got a lens system at the top so you can actually see the bearing readings, and it was just an interesting thing to pick up. I'll take the cover off and let you have a look at the inside, seeing how basic this one is. One screw out, and then 2 screws here for the battery case. The battery falls out. Shift the screw so I don't lose it, and the whole thing will pull out. And basically there's your long wave coil and the tuning sets here. I really do believe this could do with a complete overhaul because of the tuning range. It's not very accurate as it stands at the present time. Now these are not super het designs or anything else like that. I'm not quite sure what the thing is. Autodyne, I believe, is it. A direct conversion type receiver where the VF4 or the oscillator is actually at the receiving frequency. So you have a couple of stages, or possibly just one in this one instance, of RF amplifier tuned by the coil and capacitor, and then a separate coil and capacitor that tunes the oscillator, and it comes in. So basically you have, if you want to pick up say 300 kHz, it oscillates at 300 kHz, and the difference is between the input signal and what you get out is just the audio. There is no IF tuning or anything else like that. It must make it quite easy to do selection, the bandwidth type thing, because it's limited by the audio bandwidth that you want to set, and a couple of coils for that. Well, at least I think that's how it works. I've yet to get hold of any circuit diagrams for any of these devices, so if anybody has got anything, it'd be much appreciated. But quite basic, and if nothing turns up, I'll have to try and sit down and sketch out the diagram, see if I can make sense of it. The next one I picked up was this Locator one. This is LCD display of the frequency, manual tuning, and this one goes from 194 up to 420 kcs. We've got a volume control, the tuning control, the on-off, AF and BFO control, and broadcast. So this one allows you, as the other one does, to actually listen to say Radio 4 or any other station to pick up the weather forecast when it was used on the marine band. It's got a separate light here on the side which varies with the signal strength of anything you're picking up. So if I can quickly drop this down to radio 4, then that is actually changing in reference to the modulation, so it can give you a visual indication. They've all got, most of them have a 3.5mm jack socket on the end to listen to, and again a little prism at the top, so you can actually null out the station and take a reading from the compass at the top. All three of them have got very, very similar compasses. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that no matter what the model is, that the compasses are generally the same manufacturer. They're all, okay, the Seafix is a bit different, but these two definitely are the same type of compass. That takes me on to the last one. This is a Seafarer Seabeam. A bit more sophisticated. It's supposed to be a synthesized device where you set the frequency you want on the scale. This will go again from about 190 to 410 kilohertz or something like that, and it's a thumb wheel setting with gain, light and DF, ident, battery and broadcast. So it's a little bit posher. I find it not quite as sensitive as the Locator one, probably because there is no tuning on this, so you can't actually tune the front end stage, so it's going to be fairly wide, over the 200 kc's tuning on the front end. But I imagine again it's exactly the same system as the others with the auto-dyne type device, but as I say, this has got a VF4 section, a synthesized VF4 section in the head back here, and the ferrite rod and stuff is in the bottom, and that one's powered up by pulling the switch here. Let's see if I can set it to anything to receive anything. What do I want? 1, 9, 8 and don't know if I'm going to get anything or not out of this. Has it got a light on? The light works, yeah. And it is receiving something. Let me plug in some headphones and just do a quick check. I doubt if I'll be able to get you to hear this. I shall put the headphones over this so you might actually hear something. This is Radio 4.
Dmitry Kuleba said Moscow had not yet massed enough forces for a large-scale offensive.
The number of Russian troops amassed along the border of Ukraine is...
Enough of that, we don't need the politics going at the present time. But all three devices work. All three devices lacking circuit diagrams in my end. I do have some pamphlet information. I just go and receive that. Here I have a pamphlet on the Seafix radio direction finder by Seafarer. It's supposed to have this one, that was this device. It's supposed to have an accuracy of better than 2 kc's and spot on at 300 kc's. It's not. It's a bit off, so I say I think it needs an alignment and probably a few caps replacing by now. It's an auto-dyne type receiving. That will do continuous wave signals, unmodulated AO, unmodulated with on-off key A1, amplitude modulated with key signals A2. So whatever, it's quite a nice little bit of information. I also have one on the Seabeam, the synthesized one. A nice little brochure there saying what it is. It's 150 kc's to 400 kc's, so I got that bit wrong. And again, call this one a synchrodyne for reception of A0, A1 and A2 transmissions. and as I say, I expect that the Locator one also has the same type of things. Anyway, one of my last diversions recently. Again, last call out, if anybody's got any circuits for these, it's much appreciated. Thank you very much indeed.